If I Were King. And this has been written by Chelsea O'Byrne. And Chelsea O'Byrne wrote the words, so she's the author, but she also drew the pictures, so she's also the illustrator. It says, Thomas is fed up of spending so much time with his annoying family. But after a night of particularly strong wishing, he wakes up a king and can do anything he wants. But life is not quite as he expected. A heartwarming story about the power of imagination and the even greater power of home. So let's see what happens. What do you think is going to happen in this book? Oh, you just heard a little bit about what might happen. Look at the nice pretty cover.
Don't ask her what we're in the story.
We're in the book right now. You can have some water in a moment.
I know where the water is.
Right, we've got the water, so let's see. This book was dedicated to anybody who is happiest with a good book in hand. Right. If I Were King. There was once a boy named Thomas who lived in an ordinary house and had an ordinary life and was quite unhappy. There's his street, look. And here he is, I think. Looking quite sad.
Oh
Living in
no!
his ordinary
You're gonna
house.
have funny books.
Which one? Oh, that is a funny
Oh yeah,
book. It looks like it has
it has
eyes. But it's actually just lots of flowers. There's a little boy who looks quite happy who lives there.
Don't interact.
There's some other people walking by. Right, so there he is, Thomas, in his ordinary house, living an ordinary life, feeling quite bored. Let's see. And unhappy.
Looking at that.
He always ate the same old breakfast, but darling, looking at the book might help you see the story better. He always ate the same old breakfast. He never got to wear what he wanted. And he always had to be patient with his little brother. So see, he wants to eat cake for breakfast. He wants to dress up like this. But Mummy's saying, nope, you've got to wear these school clothes. And he's got to be patient with his brother.
His
which is a
brother's
bit
eating
difficult.
paper.
His brother's eating parts of the book. Oh, goodness me. Thomas's favourite thing to do for fun was read. He mostly read in his bed, hiding under the covers with a torch. Oh, gosh, that's not the best thing for your eyes. There he is. His little brother snuck up on him and found him there. He's under the covers. Oh, even though he was very sneaky, he often got disturbed, as you can see. His little brother's about to interrupt his reading session. His favourite kind of books were fairy tales about dragons, castles by the sea, and powerful kings and queens who did exactly as they pleased. If I were a king, I would be in charge. He's imagining himself as a king. King of lions, king of unicorns, just king of everything. No more eggs on toast for breakfast. I'd eat cake. 3 different types. Look, he's got a croissant there too. I would read books all day long and wear a glittering gold crown that I'd never take off.
Sorry, my loves.
Right, so, and wear a glittering gold crown that I'd never take off. And you were saying, Liam, what if his head got hot? I don't know if he'd want to take his hat off, his crown off, because he's just excited to be king. Just as Thomas was getting to his favourite part of the story, he heard a crash. He peered out from under the covers and saw his books on the floor, with somebody's orange juice spilled all over them. His little brother did accidentally spill some. Thomas angrily mopped up the spilled juice and tried his best to dry the sticky books. A king would never have to put up with this sort of thing.
And what did he use?
I think a cloth. It looks like a sock, though. I'm going to say a cloth.
It looks like a sock.
It does look like a sock. That night he fell asleep, wishing very strongly to be king. In the morning, Thomas woke up in a bed that was certainly not his ordinary bed in his ordinary house. This bed was full of toys. Look at that. So many toys, and so many toys around on the floor too. In fact, the whole room was full of wonderful things. Colourful clothes with ribbons and jewels, shiny trays filled with sweets, and so many books it made Thomas dizzy to look at them. Look at all these trays of sweets, cakes, and there's more here, and he's eating some too.
Hopefully he brushed his teeth.
And look at all these books. Well, hopefully he brushed his teeth, but it doesn't look like he did. Looks like he just got out of bed, got dressed with a dressing up box, and then started eating, and then went on to read. I don't think he went to brush his teeth. He soon realized that he wasn't in an ordinary house at all. This was a castle. A castle full of kings and queens who could do exactly as they pleased. There's a queen skateboarding, knocking things over. There's a king in a wheelchair with a goldfish bowl. There's a queen trying to balance lots of crowns on her head. There's a queen dressed up in diving clothes. There's a queen putting on roller skates and with a bird with a fish in its mouth for some strange reason. There's a queen trying to try out some stilts. There's a king fast asleep. He obviously loves to nap and doesn't get enough peace and quiet for napping. Yes, Liam. Well, hopefully not. No, it can't. Well, yes, there's a king with a bow and arrow there, slightly frightening a queen who's coming out of her tent. Because I think he's supposed to be aiming for this board down here, but it's a bit far away. There's a queen holding it up for him. There's a queen balancing cake on her back, while another queen on a bicycle grabs one and eats it as she rides along.
Without holding a handlebar.
Very strange. With her feet holding the handlebars, that's right.
And also, she's in a wheelchair and he's in a wheelchair.
Yes, there are two. There's a king in a wheelchair over
Do you
here,
think they're brother and
and
sister?
a queen in a wheelchair. They might be, but maybe not. She is. I think she's going to. They're not showing us that because it's a bit hard to draw pictures that show movement. It was wonderful. So they're showing you what you have to imagine then. You imagine that she might be eating the cake in a moment.
She is eating the cake. She's about to take off a slice.
Well, let's have a look.
She's
Yes,
about to take off a slice.
she did take off a slice. There's her hand.
Oh,
Yes, we just can't see the picture of her eating it. But we can in our minds. Oh, hello. You must be our new king, said a quiet voice. Thomas had never met a talking cat before. Our kingdom is ruled by many kings and queens. They wish to be here just like you. As your royal subjects, the other animals and I are here to serve your every desire.
Maybe they don't like their job.
Well, I don't think so, because look, this elephant looks a bit sad.
Because
This horse looks a bit angry.
because he can't breathe.
Maybe because he can't breathe. He's balancing a tray of cakes on his trunk. Oh dear. Some animals seem quite
Oh.
happy though.
Or maybe,
So it just depends.
it's because it's I think I know why the horse is angry. Because he has too many books to carry.
He does have a lot of books to carry, yes. Perhaps he's tired of carrying books. Suddenly, a loud ringing filled the halls. Come on, said the cat. It's time for breakfast. Ooh, breakfast time. All right, let's see. Here we are. Thomas ordered a stack of pancakes with a mountain of fruit, ice cream, and a cherry on top. All along the dining table were plates overflowing with French toast, sandwiches, ice cream, cakes, and pastries of every kind.
Oh dear.
Look at this table.
Look, she's giving him more dirty dishes.
Let's have a look. Oh, the elephant's got lots of dirty dishes to take away now.
For who?
And there are more here. For the kings and queens, because they've got to tidy up.
There's a monkey and also a black cat, not just
There's
a
a black
grey
cat carrying some things away.
And a puddle
There's a
of
monkey
gravy.
here.
And a puddle
Oh, a
of
bottle of
mice
chocolate. I think that's going to be chocolate.
mouses,
Chocolate sauce on the floor.
and
And little mice bringing in trays of jelly. A tray of jelly. And there's Thomas, who doesn't look entirely happy. He's got everything he wanted in front of him, but doesn't look very happy. She looks like she's eaten way too much. But before long, the royalty was so stuffed that they had to be carried out of the dining hall.
He
Oh,
ate
gosh.
too much too.
Well, look, he's eaten so much he's just collapsed on the table. They've eaten way too much. They need to be carried out.
I'm not so Thomas ate too much.
No, it doesn't look like Thomas did. Thomas looks like he's not quite happy with this situation. I'll look outside. After breakfast, the queasy queens and kings made their way outside for a round of mini golf. What does queasy mean?
Easy. Queen.
Queasy.
Queen easy.
Oh, well, it sounds like that, but no, what does queasy mean? Sickly, when you're feeling like you might throw up. So queasy. The golf course was amazing, but there was one problem. Everybody wanted to be the winner.
Well, you shouldn't be doing exercise after food.
Well, it's not a good idea, is it? But look at all the kings and queens. Some of them are actually having proper arguments. They want to win. Everyone wants to
That
win.
group doesn't like each other.
They generally don't. We see them arguing, don't we?
Oh no, that one's playing all of the
Here.
balls into the hole. I mean,
Wait, but I don't think that's even a king or a queen putting these.
No,
into
I
the
think
house.
that's just a rabbit. Well, I think the job is to fetch all the balls there. This little animal, who might be a dog,
Oh yeah,
has to fetch all the balls.
because they're in. Because all the holes join up to that hole.
Exactly. And look, so here we are back in Thomas's bedroom. It was exactly the same at the boat race. The kings and queens all shouted and it made Thomas's head hurt. There's the boat race. See?
Why did they shout?
There they are arguing again. Because they all want to win. But you can't all win. That's the thing.
Those people don't like each other.
Mummy, they could always hop on a boat.
Yes, honey, but the point is this is a boat race. It's not about who has a boat. It's about whose boat is winning. They're arguing over who's won. At home, going to his room normally made him feel better, so he went there. But by lunchtime, he had a funny feeling in his stomach. It wasn't a hungry feeling. It was a worried feeling. Thomas is feeling worried now. Oh, he's got all these things. Everything how he wanted it, and he's worried. Thomas hoped to cheer himself up with a good book. He's got plenty of those, doesn't he? But the worried feeling wouldn't go away. Look, he's tried reading in different positions. But the worried feeling is still there. What's wrong, King Thomas? Did you get enough lunch? Would you like some more cake? Asked the cat, poking his head into Thomas's bedroom. There's the cat. There's Thomas just miserable on the floor. Sorry, there's the cat. There's Thomas just miserable on the floor. No, thank you. I've had enough cake. I was just thinking about my old house and how quiet it is. And look, cat brought more cake just in case that was the problem. And how my crown is actually a bit heavy. It hurts my head. Oh my.
And they have to go.
And there are so many toys here, it's hard to choose what to play with. See, sometimes having too much choice can be a bad thing. you end up
they have too
confused.
many toys.
Mum, what's
Yes.
that?
Maybe play what
That is a candelabra. Candelabra.
Candelabra.
It's with 2 candles, or it might have more than 2 candles. And it's like a light that's attached either from the ceiling, it can hang from the ceiling, or attached to the wall.
They're two by the door.
There are 2 by the door. Candelabra, another candelabra.
And by the way, Mummy,
Yes.
there's 2 of these bookshelves.
It looks like that. But I think it might be the same
And by
bookshelf,
the way,
darling.
he could be a rock star. He did get to be that at home.
Well, no, he could dress up some more. But I think the whole point is no matter what he's doing, he's still got this feeling in his tummy in him, because I don't think the feeling is to do with where he is right now. Shall we have a little look? The cat tried to comfort Thomas. The only way he knew how, by listening. All afternoon, Thomas told the cat stories. See? About eggs on toast. So Thomas is telling stories about the life he had. Annoying baby brothers. And even one about the joy of comfortable trousers.
Does that mean he doesn't have comfortable trousers?
I don't think his kingly trousers are particularly comfortable, no. Eventually the sun went down and Thomas and the cat fell asleep
On the floor.
on the floor after having a cookie and some hot chocolate, maybe, or milk. Or milk. For the first time all day there was peace and quiet in the castle. And there are some kings and queens asleep outside on the grass. One's asleep on an elephant.
Strange.
They just do what they like here. The next morning, Thomas woke up to the smell of burning toast. He reached for his crown, but it wasn't there. Look at his bedroom.
Doesn't look proper.
It's not like the castle one, is it? He leaped out of bed, realizing where he was, and ran to the kitchen with glee. There's a torn up book.
I think he.
I think we know where he is again.
Oh yeah.
Who tore up the book?
Who do you think tore up his
brother.
book? His little brother, so I think he is back home again, if I can turn the page. Look, King Thomas had never been happier to be his ordinary self in his ordinary house.
Oh, it was the little brother who spelled his orange juice.
It was. Look, his little brother loves orange juice. He's got some at breakfast.
No, that's not his. His is.
Oh, that might be Thomas's
His is
orange juice.
it.
His is in this cup.
Sorry for knocking
He
the
has
book
spilled some
cover,
on the table.
everybody.
And look, he's enjoying hugging his little brother for once. And Mum and Dad are very pleased to see him looking so happy. Because he probably complains a lot about home.